Okay. Let's get all settled in here.
I'm coming.
You've got
Yeah,
mail.
that's okay. We still got a little time. Ooh, hey, wait a minute. Oh, look at this. Hey, we got an email.
What? We got an email?
Yeah, somebody sent in an email. Look.
I should have been checking those while you were gone. Yeah, who's it from?
It's from our dear friend Zero. Our good show of the friend Zero.
Oh boy. Well, load that up. Load that up. Let's listen to
Here.
it.
I'll click on it. It's a voicemail here.
Ooh.
Hey guys, I was trying to send an email to Anthony. I was trying to get his address so I can send him some flowers after that ass whooping I gave him in Tekken, but I keep getting a bounce back saying he's out of office. I don't know. I guess he needed to go and find himself after what happened. But I was going to try and email you guys and send you a thought that I had. You know, you want to talk about zero tolerance? Try this. Classic video games, retro games, games that we grew up playing, being full-priced $60 games, even $40 games, $30 games, stuff like that. And older games shouldn't be any more than $20 tops. I don't know in what world, on what planet, we are justifying older games being any more than 10, 20 bucks. But I'm done. I refuse. As I swipe my card to buy more retro games. But if you're going to re-release an old game and do nothing with it, it shouldn't be $40, $50, $60. Like, what is going on? I've never been more insulted as a gamer than having that kind of greed shoved in my face. Like, why? Why? I don't get it. Do you not have enough money? A company, big corporate game company? What's going on? Anyway, that's it. Take care.
Well, I'm feeling like we could record an episode. I don't know if you might be kind of mad about.
Well, yeah, I'm a little worked up. Yeah, I didn't go to Canada because I lost in Tekken to find myself. I didn't go up there to learn how to hockey.
Yeah, but if you want to play hockey with him, he'll do it.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, if you lose one time.
Yeah, one time.
Jeez. 1 out of 7.
7.
We didn't even have a gentleman's rematch.
Yeah, maybe we should get a rematch. Well, let's fucking record it. Are we already recording?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Craig's already in here.
Oh shit. Well, excuse me, folks. Welcome to Who's Your Main. We are the co-hosts of Who's Your Main. If you don't know our names, what's our names?
I'm all worked up.
Okay. And I'm Jared. Nice to meet you, worked up.
Nice. How are you?
Nice. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good sentiment. You know, these games that are being remade or remastered. Like, if it's just a straight fucking port of a game, an emulated port, like I don't want to spend more than $20 half the time. I'm like, that should be like $4. Like, come on. We used to have retro game stores where you could buy old games for like $1 for one of them, and nobody cared. And now all of a sudden, all these collectors are coming in and putting them in sealed boxes and stuff. You know what's funny about those fucking Nintendo games? Them Nintendo games for the old Nintendo, man, those things degrade. I don't think they plated them in gold and stuff, so the interior of those games will degrade and become unplayable. And then fucking Lemon was telling us about the 3DS games. Like, if you don't plug them into your 3DS, I need to do that still, then they'll become unplayable, which is crazy. So our hardware argument that we're always talking about is flawed now. These old things are degrading, which everything eventually does, right?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you do, a physical copy will always degrade. You know, whether that's like a PlayStation 1 disc, if it gets all scratched up, it's not going to be readable. I think the thing that Lemon was linking was the 3DS and then the Nintendo Switch run kind of like a security check. And I don't understand how that could degrade. I'm assuming it's, like you said, something to do with the cartridge itself. And so he was saying you literally just put the game in let it boot to the home screen, take it out, and do it for the next game. And you just do that for your entire library and do that every couple of months or so. I haven't been doing that. So
yeah, I need to pull my games out. Fuck.
That's definitely something, spring cleaning, you get out your stuff and you check it. But you're right. It's like it's this endless cycle of game developers coming out with these remakes of games. Not remakes, but they're literally just, like you said, pulling an emulation of a game and then selling it to you. That should be what keeps the price of physical copies down, because it's like, well, it's not rare. I can get it online. But if the price to play it online is $40, and then you go into a retro game store and the price for the original game is $80, now we've got a problem. Now it's there's too much friction in our hobby. And like you said, that friction is caused by people who aren't playing the games. It's from collectors and scalpers and things like that who are just trying to take advantage of the situation, and I can't stand that.
They'll be like, original box, $50, no game included. Pristine condition. Throw that shit away like the rest of us did, which I wish I hadn't thrown away my boxes.
Yeah, same.
Well, mostly because of how much we love the hobby, but yeah, some games though, like they come back and they remake them and do a bunch of stuff. The really good example is the Final Fantasy Tactics. How the story behind that game getting remade is incredible. Like firstly, which I didn't know this at the time when I bought War of the Lions, the PSP version of it, that was made by a completely different team than the original team that made Final Fantasy Tactics. And then so I don't know what spurred them on to remake it again, but they got the original team together, and then they had to play the old one. They had to scrub videos intensely from pro players of Final Fantasy Tactics to make sure that they got every minute detail correct, and they were super nervous because they had to remake it. It's not like they had the source code of the original game. And so then they added in 2 modes. They've got classic mode, and then they have this new mode that's completely voiced. I still need to get that. I know you haven't. You haven't even played it, have you?
No. I've been saving that one. That's kind of like my wine on the shelf, break in case of emergency game.
That's true.
That I've been saving it for special occasion. But you're exactly right. Like, it's not how it is today, where game studios just have these terabytes of storage. Back in the day, they would just delete stuff. They would finish a project, they would delete it to make room on their hard drives, and it's like, okay, on to the next project. And so when it came time to start remaking games, that game is one of the most beloved games of all time, and there's nothing left from the original source code, so they just had to reverse engineer it, Frankenstein it, and obviously from what everything that we've heard, it's a very faithful. The review that I got was from my sister, and she said it was incredible.
I bet.
Really liked it. She was actually the one who got it for me for Christmas. And so it's one of those things where that was a game that was very special to us.
Yeah.
And then to have it be remade, it needs to be a perfect recreation, or else it's not worth revisiting, because we just I think I actually have 3 copies of Final Fantasy Tactics for PlayStation 1, and then not to mention the ones on Game Boy Advance. I have those as well.
Yeah, and again, those weren't made by the original team, the expanded universe of Final Fantasy Tactics. I mean, those are fucking isekai games anyway. I mean, they're still good, don't get me wrong, but the original was just fucking magic. That game was magic, and the soundtrack was incredible. The gameplay is unforgettable. The story was incredibly dark, I thought. And outwardly, you just think they're cute. The characters look cute on the screen, and you're like, it's cute. And then some dude gets stabbed in the chest and bleeds out, and you're like, holy shit, this game's fucked up. I'd love to replay that game again. I love Final Fantasy Tactics, but I mean, that's a good example of one that I'm okay with paying more for, because I know everything they did and how much they added to it. And they recently got an update. Now it's got New Game Plus. Oh boy. Can you imagine taking your fucking over-leveled, over-engineered team back through the story? Just fucking annihilating people.
Well, you and I both played that game the exact same way, which is we would max out our guys with the best stuff. So like everybody on the team would have, if you're a sword and board character, you would have counter. If you were a magical guy, you would have, like all of the juiced out stuff for being a caster, where you would have the time magic all mastered. You'd have all of the summons. Yeah, I mean, going through New Game Plus would just be like beating the trash out of everybody that came through you. But I love that. I love the idea of having that as an option. And like you said, that's just a great game already. The story is amazing. The soundtrack was amazing. The gameplay mechanics were really good. Like you said, the story elements I think were over my head, especially the stuff about the zodiac signs and all of that. I think as a kid, I just skipped over that because I was like, I don't understand. That's something for adults, but I understand the human connection of the characters, and so that was kind of more what I focused on.
Yeah. I don't know if you did this, but I always took a monk and then took it into the ninja tree to get him dual wield. And then you just have a monk that can punch 2 times and
punch twice.
Yeah, and they just their punch scales with their level. So that guy was inevitably the best character on your team. Not only could he beat the fuck out of people, he could raise people from the dead with shout. He could use chakra to heal and replenish MP. Like a fucking incredible fucking unit. Fucking monk, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, there were a couple really cool combinations that you could do that would just be absolutely busted. Yeah, I want to say there was one. It was one with the time mage where you could like manipulate the turn order so that you could summon like right away or something like that. No, that's what it was. What was the spell? It was like Ultima or something like that, where you could just instantly cast it, and it was like, okay, sign me up.
Oh man, that game was so awesome. And there was I don't think they do this in the new one. I think they changed it in the new mode where male and female units were really different.
Yeah.
I think they made them the same as far as stats and things, I think. And then now all of that hidden information with the faith and the brave system where you had faith points and brave points, that's out in the open, I think, now. And then the convoluted fucking birth sign like bonuses are out in the open as well, where it's like, oh, you're really good against a Capricorn, but a fucking, whatever. Like that stuff was way over my head anyway as a kid. I didn't understand. They could explain it pretty briefly, I think, in a tutorial. And then it's like, all right, you go. Like it didn't matter that much.
You have 3 signs that you're compatible with and 3 signs that you're like opposite to.
Right.
And so there's a certain month that you want your Ramza to be.
That too.
So that he can just like blow through all of the bosses, and then you build all of your companions off of that so that they're compatible with him. I didn't do that. I just put it in my birthday. And it was like, well, whatever happens, happens.
Ronk. No, the other thing you can do with Ramza is you can max his faith out. If you max the faith out of a unit, they would leave because they're like, God wouldn't want me. Yeah, the God wouldn't want me killing people.
Yeah,
that's why they leave, and then he won't leave if he's max faith or has no brave, because then they become cowardly if they don't have any brave, and they're like, I'm too scared to keep fighting, and the unit leaves and you lose it. It did have a lot of Fire Emblem influence where your units could be killed and they would be dead. And then you would get these. I never really used them as a kid. I always just like had my own custom units, but there's all these units with special classes that I never really fully utilized as a kid. I think the last time I played through it was War of the Lions, where you could actually get a Dark Knight.
Yeah. Dark Knight and an Onion Knight, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but there were very extensive monster classes that you could add to your team. And I thought that was really cool, being able to add a monster. Now, it's just like what you were saying. The monsters don't level up, so having them will hinder the rest of your team. But you could like get on a chocobo and ride it. And that was really cool, where you could have a mount that would increase your movement speed. That was awesome.
Black chocobos could fly. That was too powerful. Awesome. mounting a chocobo in combat was really sick. Oh man, that game is just so fucking awesome. I need to pick it up and play it again. That'd be a retro replay for you folks that we need to do.
Yeah, well, and not to mention, there's a very secret, hidden character that you can add to the group that's so secret.
Dude, I can't believe they left that intact. That's so cool.
And they're both voiced.
You know, they did take out, though, they took out all the extra characters that were added in War of the Lions.
Oh, interesting.
They added characters from Final Fantasy 12, which is set in Evilus, and then Tactics Advance and A2, Advance 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
They had added characters from that, which I didn't really care too much about those games as much. I need to go back and replay them as well. But I was like, oh man, but then we're not going to get Dark Knight, and there's only one character that he's technically a Fell Knight, which you lose him halfway into the story, so you don't even get to play around with that class enough. They need to do an update where you get to keep him or something.
That'd be cool for New Game Plus.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Well, we've always said the reason he leaves is because he's a sellsword, so we should be able to buy his services to stay.
They should just add that in, and then he doesn't have to be in any more cutscenes, you know? Like, if you have enough money.
Literally do the scene from Game of Thrones where it's like, you said if there was ever a time where I'm going to betray you, I'll double whatever you're getting paid. Like, and that situation comes up, and he's like, hey, are you going to pay me? And if you have enough money, you can buy him to stay on your team, and he doesn't betray you. That'd be sick.
That would be awesome. That would be sick. But then you still have to fight all the other guys. That would be
yeah.
But then you get an extra unit for that fight. It'd be sick. That'd be sick. Anyway, that's a very mild spoiler there. We didn't say who it was or what I would love to, because it's still one of my favorites. But anyway, a couple other things we were going to talk about on the previous episode, but we were saving for this one. You can already tell we were talking about Final Fantasy. There was a major announcement over the time that you were gone, and then we saved it for this one, which was the Final Fantasy VII Revelations trailer reveal. Fuck, dude.
This was huge, man.
Fuck.
So excited for this. I mean, as soon as so I was on the way up to Canada, like 30 minutes away from losing service, and you sent the link and was like, they just announced Final Fantasy VII, and I was like,
red alert!
I can't. There's literally nothing I can do. I'm like 30 minutes away from losing service.
I know.
And so I just watched as much of it as I could, and then I was gone for a week, and then came back, and it was like, oh well, you know, I hope I still have the hype, and then it's like you click on the first video, and it's like, oh, I'm right back. I'm back, baby.
Dude, that video hit, my heart was fucking racing. I was like, oh my god, it's a fucking Final Fantasy VII. I was like pinging you on the Discord and texting you. I was like, Final Fantasy VII announcement, red alert, red alert.
Well, I mean, just go down the list of all of the things. Both of us did the exact same thing, which is like, we immediately went back to our notes and we were like, did either one of us have the name? You had the name, and then we both had like the story beats that were in there. Did we think of any of that stuff? And most of the stuff that they showed, it's pretty similar to the canon story of the OG game. But man, the stuff that they showed Vincent combat, they showed Sid combat. That looked awesome. It's just I'm so excited, so ready for the last game.
Dude, being able to control the Galleon Beast is sick.
That's awesome.
That is crazy, because in the original game, he's basically like kind of a mixed class of, his limit breaks turn him into a berserker, which was a class in Final Fantasy V where you just hit the fucking button and then they just auto attack at like a fucking huge rate. Like, and that's pretty much what he did when you would limit break. He would turn into Galleon Beast or the hell. I kind of hope we get the other fucking transformations. That would be
true.
Pretty fucking sick. But it's fine if they don't. The Galleon Beast looks fucking badass enough. But if we got like Hellmasker, that would be sick. I liked that one a lot. Yeah. But oh my god, dude. Vincent looked super awesome gameplay. I was so fucking hyped for that. And then Sid Highwind, that Dragoon combat looks really sick. But the fucking cherry on top in that video was the fucking class system. I was like, holy fuck, they added a fucking classes to Final Fantasy VII. This is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Dude, we're going to get the materia system and a class change system in one Final Fantasy game. Holy fuck, dude. I was just like so shocked by that. I was like, that's so awesome that they did that. Are you kidding me? I cannot wait to make some crazy builds in that game. Oh, man.
We both said this all the way back when Remake got announced, and we found out that the combat director was the Kingdom Hearts combat director, where this is the all-star team, and they're pulling out all the stops. So if there was ever anything from any Final Fantasy game that was cool, they're going to add it to this. And I'm all for it. Like, make this into the best, the ultimate, the supreme Final Fantasy game, and then also make it about Final Fantasy VII. Like, I'm so excited for this, not only because it's the end. You know, we get what, basically 10 years of build-up for this story to be told, this trilogy to be told.
7
years. But then on top of that, once obviously once all of it is done, I know you are going to do this as well as I am. We have to go through it start to finish.
Oh, you know,
like OG
marathon,
and you just go through everything, and it's just like, and then, not that we're putting it to rest and we're never going to touch it again, but it's like the story's complete. Like all of this buildup has been to this moment, and then when the game releases, I don't even know. Like, nothing will exist from spring 2027 until we're done playing the game. That's it. That's the only thing that I will care about.
Now we just gotta hope that whatever we got can run it. Which you'll be fine on PS5. I need to double check. Yeah. They need to put out the fucking specs for that game so I can make sure my PC is ready. That'll hurt me if I can't get it on day one. I'm not really a day one game purchaser at this point in my life. I have so many backlog games to get to, and I get interrupted all the time, and it's really hard to like sit down and sink my teeth into some of my favorite genres, these single player fucking RPGs like this, and I just don't have as much time to do it. And so me purchasing that day one is a top priority. That's not something I always get to do. I'm so fucking hyped up though. That shit got me so pumped. I was like, I'm gonna replay Final Fantasy VII OG. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna replay it again. Why not? What the fuck? They released another version of it on Steam. I can 100% it. Let's fucking go.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, every time that one of these games has come out, that's what we've done. We've done a deep dive afterwards, and we've kind of like constructed our ideas and our theories and like, what did the last game do to add to the new story and all of that stuff? But then always beforehand, we've always played up to that point.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, our memory's fresh, our mind is fresh. Let's really dig in to this new edition.
Yeah.
100% we're going to do that again. And so,
oh, man.
Now with the addition of Rebirth being as big as it is, I think that's probably going to be the biggest hurdle, is getting through. Not that Remake wasn't a big game, but Rebirth is just such on a bigger scale that's going to add to the size of the buildup.
Oh my god! Being able to jump out of the high wind down to the ground, I thought was a brilliant fix for how the high wind operated in the original game. Like, just being able to like fly anywhere and land anywhere. Like, I was trying to figure out what the fuck they were gonna do. Like, are they just gonna be like, that's fast travel? Like, once you have the high wind, you can just fast travel? Oh my god, just jump out and then fucking go down. Like some fucking Tears of the Kingdom ass shit. By the way, I've been playing that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little jealous, by the way, of talking about Rebirth, of the Switch 2 users out there who got that game recently or getting it. I can't remember. I don't have a Switch 2, so I don't think about it. But that supposedly it runs really well on the Switch 2. Rebirth does, and I was like, "Fuck, man! I played it on my Steam Deck. Looked like dog shit, but I played it and I liked it. Come on, Square, fucking optimize it for my Steam Deck. Let's go." It didn't run that bad. It was playable.
It's very clear that the game is made to be run on a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same boat. I tried playing it on PC and it was unplayable. Not Rebirth, but Remake.
Mm.
And it was unplayable. And to the point where I was like, I have no reason to play that version of the game. I purchased it, but I won't be playing it that way. I'll exclusively be playing it on PlayStation, because in a game like that, you want two things. You want a very stable frame rate, and you want the draw distance to be good, because it's a wide open game. You don't want to be running or riding a chocobo or whatever, and then there's just all of this pop-in happening around you. And unfortunately, that's kind of what you had to deal with.
Yeah, you watched most of my playthrough, I feel like. Yeah, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was playable. There were sections I feel like you could just like vibe and play, like just do some chocobo races or something that doesn't require like really intense inputs. But there's no way I could play the piano minigame on the Steam Deck. Oh, fuck me.
Well, it's not much better on PlayStation either.
Well,
it's impossible.
Hey, you said that Remake didn't run on the PC because you and I had old cards. I got it to run pretty good with mods. Somebody had put out a mod that you'd be able to put in your specs to lower the graphical fidelity or whatever so that it ran, and it was very nice looking. I think I remember showing you the modded Remake and how well it looked. Well, we just had old cards is what the problem was. I should boot that up with this other card and see how it runs. I'm not playing Remake right now. I want to. Man, I was very hard that day when Revelations was revealed not to just start up a fucking Final Fantasy VII OG playthrough and then jump back in to do the hard mode of Rebirth. I was like, no, I got shit on my plate I gotta do. I don't have time for that shit right now. Whoa.
I mean, we're basically going to have to devote, like, from December on to Final Fantasy.
Before that, probably.
Yeah, well, yeah, in order to get through everything, yeah.
7!
Yeah, 7! Well, it depends on when they release it, I guess. I'm assuming that it's going to come out in March.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
I don't know. But we were super fucking hyped about that. The next trailer that we have to talk about, at least for you, because I'm so far removed from it at this point, I need to start in Kingdom Hearts 1. That's Kingdom Hearts. It's the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal. It's so funny. Last week you were like, where's the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer? And there it was.
Yeah.
Then we were like, we gotta fucking talk about it next week.
I'm very excited for that game with like a slight apostrophe, like
asterisk.
Those games are so frustrating because you can literally feel where the soul of the game has been sucked out by Disney. And the game is made by people sitting in a boardroom, not people that care about the game. And that's been the case, since 3, I think, personally. And so I hate saying that about a game that I'm so passionate about. Like, I truly believe that Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are probably my second favorite. That conglomeration is my second favorite game. I like of all time. It's right behind Final Fantasy VII, and those characters have such important places in my gaming life. And to see where the game has gone now, I mean, literally in an interview that Nomura had, he said that Sora is kind of like the left behind version of what he wanted that character to be. And he not that he's disappointed in the work that they've done, but disappointed in how those games have transpired because of all of the outside influences and all of that stuff. And so it's so frustrating to see a game. I mean, you saw the gameplay. The gameplay looks incredible.
Yeah.
It looks so fun. And then you were asking like, oh, who's that? And it's like, well, I don't know. It's hard to explain, and it's like, oh, where are they? Well, that's kind of hard to explain.
It's fucking Kingdom Hearts.
And it's like, oh, Sora's asleep. And it's like, well, yeah, he's been asleep for 7 days and this is his 4th time getting amnesia. And it's like, how do you care about a story and characters when it's so ripped apart by an outside influence like a Disney executive? So I'm very excited about Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm so excited to play it. I'm not excited for the story at all because I just know I'm going to be disappointed by it.
I need to play those games so that I can be disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you played 1 and 2, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on in 3. But then obviously there were all of those games in between, you know, that were like mobile ports or not mobile ports, but you know, they were mobile games or they were you know, like the one game was a card battler.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that they did to try to stretch that series out to the point where it stopped being followable. And if you missed anything, then you missed everything, you know, because it's like, well, what the heck are nobodies? Well, you got to go back and play Dream Drop Distance. Sorry, that's just how you have to keep up with the series. And so it's frustrating because it's such a good 1 and 2 are such good stories, and they're so fun to play. And then you move on to all of the stuff in between 2 and 3, and it's like I just don't care anymore. So it's hard to recommend 4 when the story's so convoluted, but I am excited for it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was still in high school when Chain of Memories came out.
Yeah.
I remember freaking Lemon playing that game and being like, "Yeah, you should play it because you liked Kingdom Hearts 1 so much." I was like, "I did like Kingdom Hearts 1." I would probably need to replay Kingdom Hearts 1 just for a refresher, but I remember doing the Sephiroth battle in that one a bunch of times. That one was so fun doing that fucking battle, and I did it 3 times because in a different release of the game, you could get a Sephiroth sword, Keyblade. I didn't have that version, but I didn't know, and this is like the old days, and so I beat him 3 times, and I was like, "Where's my Keyblade? Yeah. What the fuck?" I was like, "Damn it! Maybe I need to beat him again." And I think I beat him a couple more times. It was a fun fight, though.
Yeah, yeah. The bonus fights in those games. Well, not only that, but like the introduction of Cloud and Squall, for that matter, in those games are such cool moments because you know when the Disney characters show up, it's cool. It's a neat nostalgia thing, and obviously it's very important to the story. But then when the Square Enix characters show up, it's obvious that the Square people are trying to make their guys look cool. And so, you know, Squall and Cloud are all badass and they're like ignoring everybody and they're all brooding and stuff. And they just smash through the Heartless like they're nothing. There's actually one scene, I think it's in 2, when Cloud and Squall fight side by side.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a giant wave of Heartless and they just start like teleporting all around and killing them. And it's so badass.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they do such a good job of making the Disney characters look good, but then also making the Square Enix characters look cool.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do like how they treated Squall too. It was like his post-story Squall. So if Squall's from Final Fantasy VIII for people who don't know, and at the beginning of that game, he's very young and dark and brooding because he's a child soldier. But bad things have happened to him. They also have gone through severe memory loss in Final Fantasy VIII because of the Guardian Force system. But anyway, it was cool to see him in kind of almost like a fatherly role where he's got his shit together and he's fucking beating ass with his gunblade. And you're just like, your gunblade is so fucking cool. God damn it. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I do need to come back to that. That was supposed to be on my list this year, but we're already 6 months in, and I'm fucking dilly-dallying in fucking Zelda land, which couldn't have been more perfect timing. Been playing that Ocarina of Time multiplayer mod, the PC port through, I talked about it last week, the Ship of Harkanian or whatever, and I've been playing it with the kids, and I'm just like, man, Ocarina of Time, this is still such a fucking goated game. I'm just like having a blast playing through it. And then here comes the Nintendo Direct, and they're like, Zelda Ocarina of Time remake! And I was like, holy shit! What the fuck? I mean, they've remade it once before, but holy shit! Well, the other one, though, the one that was on the 3DS, was on the 3DS, and people didn't really respect that console enough. because it was a handheld console. And then we get to, they released this 3D Zelda game. It was basically a 1-to-1 remake, but with like really updated graphics and new controls for the 3DS and the 2 screens being utilized and stuff like that. It's a really good port. Not port, but remake. But they didn't really fuck with anything. It was all just like what the original game was, just for new audiences. This looks like a Final Fantasy VII remake situation. The characters look different. The tone is different. Like it just seems so much like are we gonna be doing something totally different than the original game? I mean, I'm totally on board for this. A lot of people are like 1-to-1. That's what I want, and I'm just like, at this point, no, I don't want that. I want you to do something crazy, even though I just got done saying that the Star Fox remake thing that they are putting out soon. I was like, good. They just remade the original. That's good. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect until they start showing us stuff. But I've been so in Zelda land for days. It feels like 2 weeks since you left.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's been a while for you.
Yeah.
But it's so weird how we get into those kind of like horse blinder moments where, you really want to play Zelda games. And then on top of that, it's like the cherry on top of the cake. It's like you're locked into that world. And then Nintendo's like, here, have more. Here, have more. Here, have more. I was like, okay.
I was like, yeah, I need a Switch too. Honey!
Quick, I need it. Yeah, so I'm... that's awesome that they're doing that. They're remaking it. I'm like you. I'm kind of... I don't really care one way or the other, whether it's 1-to-1 or if they go the remake route and they want to change things. I'm good for both. But like you said, my experience with that game has been on the 3DS, and so that's kind of the version that I know. So I either way is good with me.
The version that you know is the version that I know, so we're good. We're set there. Talking about convoluted fucking storylines or whatever, Zelda's timeline is crazy fucked up now. I mean, it's been fucked up for a long time, and I'm sure if I sat there and really thought about it, a lot of stuff would make sense. But the reason it's so messed up is because we have the Breath of the Wild series of games. There was four games in that timeline, and Nintendo has put out an official timeline for the Zelda games, and those are separate on the timeline. They have like a line through it, and they're like, it's over here. But at the same time, it seems to be referencing everything that's happened in those other games very loosely. So I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? We're getting ready to get the Zelda movie. We got Ocarina of Time gets announced, which I was happy about, putting the best game in the series, in my opinion, at the forefront of people's minds and for Zelda before this movie comes out. So that it's like, hey, by the way, because we just saw in the Mario movie that came out, the Mario Galaxy one, they re-released Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch, and they did some upgrades for it. And then Star Fox is in that movie. And then lo and behold, we got that Star Fox announcement, which I thought was coming. I kind of thought it was going to be a cartoon show about Star Fox because of the way he was presented in the movie. And to see that fucking... That I'm still fucking... I would gush about that right now because of how cool that fucking game looks to an old Star Fox fan like myself. But Zelda's one of those games that's on my list of this is the greatest game series ever made. You need to play one of them, and I will pick for you if you don't know which one to pick. Kind of scenario. I don't know. I was thinking about that a lot recently. You and I were talking about, what game series do you really like? And I was like, I don't know. What would I pick? I can't remember what you said. Which one did you say?
The one that I really gravitated towards was Wind Waker. And I think the reason for that was you were kind of saying before that like the Zelda timeline's all screwed up. You don't really know where things are, but you can definitely see the references to other things. In my mind, that doesn't matter so much. It matters pick your flavor. So I went to Wind Waker because I really like nautical games, pirate games. This is one that's set in that kind of theme. And so I had a ton of fun playing that. I think if you wanted more of a dark and gritty kind of tone and setting, you go to Twilight Princess. And so I think you just kind of pick your favorite, whether that's, Majora's Mask, any of them. You can literally pick through any of them and just say, like, what do you want out of the game? And then, like having you as an expert there, and you can kind of be like, oh, okay, you want this one. And you give them that one. Because, like, to me, I think it's one thing that's maybe overlooked now. I don't even know if you can still do this, but I remember it was such a big deal that I forget which one it was, but you could use the Wiimote to slash the sword. And I was like, that's a cool feature. Yeah, I'm sure that somebody wants to do that. If I don't know if you can even do that on the Switch, but that'd be cool.
It's Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes, you can do it on the Switch.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean, there you go. So if you're like, I want to be the person who's like, I physically, use the gestures and stuff like that. That would be a fun thing. So it's like, there's the one you could play. I don't know. I think the other thing that I have going for me is I'm not attached to any kind of nostalgia when it comes to Legend of Zelda. So I can kind of be that neutral bearing and say whether a game is good, not without those blinders or without that tinge of nostalgia in there. So yeah, I mean that would be my point of reference. Is just Wind Waker is kind of the fun one for me because I like that stuff. Just pick your favorite.
Well, first of all, yeah, Skyward Sword. Talk about games in release order or whatever. Skyward Sword came out shortly after they were just trying to recapture the audiences in general because people were turned off by the Toon Link, and then they tried to make Twilight Princess, and then a different audience was turned off by the fact that they went back to like more serious toned Zelda. And then so they like mashed the two and we got Skyward Sword. And technically that's the first game in the series on the timeline. That's confusing. But it's a confusing timeline because of the way the games come out, and then there's a split in the timeline because of Ocarina of Time where Link wins or Link loses kind of scenario, and Link goes back in time, which I don't see that on here. Oh yeah, child era. Yeah, when he wins, there's the child era timeline. When he wins, there's the adult era timeline where Link isn't there anymore. It's just fucking confusing, man. But what I was asking you earlier was what game series is the one that you're like, this is the best game series, and I suggest this game out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that more. That's a good question. Maybe that'd be a good question to start an episode on, because I need to do some homework on that and think about a good answer.
Ooh, I'm gonna ask Zero to send us a thing, or maybe even Foxy send us a thing about what their favorite game series is, and they would get, or if any of the viewers wanted like to send in what their favorite game series is, even if it's one that we've already talked about.
Yeah, there we go.
That would be cool.
That'd be really
viewers,
cool.
Comment that stuff. Comment it.
Jeez.
Whatever you're playing.
Yeah, send us an email and you can rip into us about how you beat us one time at Tekken.
I would love to read your comments live on the thing. Yeah, don't be beating Anthony's butt in a video game. He'll make him mad. He'll make me mad. I can't think of any other game announcements. There were so many. The Nintendo Direct was cool. Saw a lot of things there. I was checking out games on the Next Fest on Steam. There's a lot of demos that I still need to work through. We need to do the Onimusha one. That needs to be done.
Yeah.
I'm interested in playing it. I've never been like a huge Onimusha fan. I played the first one, but I didn't really play the other ones. I remember the one with, I think his name's Jean Reno. Is that his name? The professional guy?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
I'll look him. Yeah, it's him, Jean Reno.
That series was really more our friend, well, your brother and our friends.
Yeah, Lemon. Yeah, Bryce and Lemon.
Game, and we kind of were there adjacent because we tried to keep up with stuff like that. Yeah, I'm excited for the demo. The demo looks really, really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in just playing it. It's Capcom, you know. I just love Capcom. They make a lot of games that I really like. It's like Sega, Capcom, Nintendo, Square Enix. Those have been the powerhouses for a long time. But I was really interested in a lot of these demos. I got a whole fucking list of them. Maybe we'll do a speed round of them, and I'll play through all of them, and we'll talk about it, because I've got a lot on this list. These are ones I'm interested in. This doesn't really even. This is like a drop in the bucket of all the demos that are available on Steam's Next Fest right now. But, you know, playing demos, that makes me nostalgic. You know, PlayStation 1 demo discs, brother. We've talked about that before, but I still haven't even played a fucking Tomb Raider game, but I remember playing Tomb Raider on the demo disc and being like, this is a fucking cool game. I thought it was about titties. This is a cool game.
Well, there were two ways you got them, right? There was the Pizza Hut demo discs.
Yeah.
And I think there were 3 of those, and that was kind of like the best of the best. That was what PlayStation had to offer. And if they were going to get you, they were going to get you with those 3 different discs of demos. But then the one that I was really excited for, at first it was official PlayStation Magazine had a monthly demo disc that came with the magazine. And then later, they were called Jam Packs, and that was for the PlayStation 2. And man, you're right. It was like you would just get these random games that you would never buy, but they had these really fun, attention-grabbing, like one-level games. And man, maybe we do an episode on that, like our favorite demos of all time, because I've got some crazy games that would be awesome for that.
Those fucking... now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I wonder if these demo discs is what inspired fucking WarioWare. Just like an amalgamation of fucking games that were just so random. Yeah, look, there's fucking... of course there's wikis that cover what games were on the demo disc. Here's demo disc 1 from Pizza Hut. Yeah, look at this list. Yeah, what
I'm sure I still have mine. Mine are in a black... You know those old CD, it was like a CD protective case. They had like the little flaps. I put all of my demos in there.
Yeah, with your mixed CDs.
Yeah, I mixed in with my Gorillaz and Daft Punk CDs.
Fucking burned ass fucking... I remember after playing Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube, I loved that soundtrack so much as a kid, and I was like, man, I'd really like to listen to this in my car. And one of my friends... really good close family friend there for a while, he was like, oh yeah, I can burn you that. I was like, how are you gonna do that? That's like fucking black magic. And then the next day he showed up with fucking Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack. Oh boy. And he put some other tracks on there that I'd never heard, and that was a good time. I wish I still had that. Fuck.
I think that website was called ocremix.com or something like that.
Oh, is that? Oh, man.
Yeah, where it would have game soundtrack. So you would have 2 different versions. You would have the original game soundtrack, and then you would have some dude who just went in and was like, what if we turned the Final Fantasy VII battle theme into like a techno song? And it was like, okay, I'll download that.
Yeah.
I'll have it.
Look at this Pizza Hut 1 demo disc. Had fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Ape Escape, fucking Crash Bandicoots... Excuse me, CTR, fucking Final Fantasy 8, Cool Borders 4. Dude, this is a goated ass fucking demo disc right there.
That's awesome.
I wonder what the fuck one that I played was. I know I had a fucking demo disc of Legend of Legaia. I still need to play that game, and I remember playing that fucking demo disc a bunch, being like, this is a fucking awesome ass game.
There was one, I don't know if this was a PlayStation demo disc or if this was a PlayStation monthly demo disc, but it was this weird game where you were either like a demon hunter or you were a demon, and you had like this giant castle, and you would set up traps, and like the villagers would come in and they're like, hey, you're killing people, we gotta kill you, and you would set up traps throughout the like room that you were in, and you had to like funnel them into your traps. It was such a cool demo. I don't know that I would play the full game, but the demo for that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I think that I'm so happy to see demos nowadays because I think, the try before you buy, I think is such a awesome like handshake between the consumer and the people making it. But to see like these indie games putting them out is really interesting as well. I'm really interested to bite into this list of these games. I have to work on that this week.
Yeah.
I haven't done it. I don't know. There was probably hell of a lot more we could probably talk about, but I think it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go play those games. Actually, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
we
play
gotta
Tears
go-
of the Kingdom.
Gotta go play stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play fucking Zelda. I
Okay,
mean,
well.
Shadow of Mordor, obviously.
Uh-huh. You made. I love that you spent the time. You made this awesome backlog list, and it was like, oh, we're gonna learn how to use
Shut up!
Notion. We're gonna learn how to do all this stuff. We're gonna make a backlog. We're gonna take care of our backlog.
Shut
They're
up.
playing Zelda games.
Yeah, ones that I've already beat multiple times. Yeah, I was playing Link's Awakening for the kids because man, that was such a fucking good. That's the 4th Zelda game, by the way. That game was awesome. You get a fucking feather so you can jump. Look, I'm already talking about that now. Fucking, it was a good game, bro. Okay,
I know. They're all great games. That's not the point. The point is, if I wanted to go play Fallout 4 for the 15th time, I'd be doing that.
Look, I got kids bringing me the Switch with trying to play Ocarina of Time, want me to do parts in the thing because they want to see it.
Blaming your kids.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell them no and not play with them, I'm like, oh, you're interested in Ocarina of Time? Mike Brand! Of course, child, I will help you with that. This is going to be one of the greatest experiences of your life that you're doing it. How old are you?
Yeah, wait. How old was I when I started playing this game? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Play this.
I think it was 4 when I played Zelda 1. 4 or 5. Had to have been. I
think
don't know.
I was 7.
I may have been 2. Shut up. 7. I'm going to 7 you. Come on. As a matter of fact, let's go. Let's get out of here. We're going to leave. We're going to go. We're going to buy.
All right. Well, see ya.